All right, here is a Thermion scope, a Pulsar Thermion. This is an XG50. There are several models, but you basically have three different options for battery power for each of the models. So the first one is an internal battery. So if you look at this cap on the optic, if you take this cap off, it exposes a small USB micro port. And then that internal battery, you can just charge using a micro cable right into the port and then plug it in your wall. So that is the first way. This is really a backup battery, the internal battery that turns on when the external batteries no longer have a charge in them. Your second option is your external battery. On the top of the scope you have a cap, almost like a turret cap. If you take that off underneath, you have a battery. All right, the scope has a bigger and a smaller battery. You can see the size difference here. Okay. And because they're different size batteries, there's two different turret caps. That can be a little confusing if you're in the woods. You have to make sure that you have the right cap on the right battery, because if you put the short cap on, obviously it's not going to work. All right, so the bigger battery, the shorter one. One thing you can do if you want more battery power and you don't want to upgrade to an external battery, you might want to invest in two of the larger batteries, and that way you can just carry the one cap and have the second battery in your pocket. And when the one battery drains, you can put the other one in the same cap. You don't have to worry about it. If you don't need the extra power, of course you can use the small battery, and when the big one's drained, you can put that in. So that's your second option. All right, our third option is going to give you the longest battery runtime. If you hunt a long night, if you're very conservative, you don't want your batteries to die when you're going to shoot, or if it's very cold weather, you might consider this option, option 3. That is an external battery. Okay, in this case, I bought a kit. This one came from Fox Optic. Comes with an Anchor 10,000 mAh battery. They say it could give you up to 12 hours of runtime, and that's a lot better than you can get internally. All right, so let me show you how this operates. Okay, this battery pack I have attached to the Picatinny rail. As I show you here, it just snaps right onto the rail. All right, if you're using a different, maybe if you're using a bolt gun, I'm not sure, but they do give you an attachment ring that I'll show you here. Again, I don't use this. I don't particularly have experience with it or recommend it, but you get a sleeve with it. And it's nice to have options, I guess, especially if you don't have rails to attach things. This gives somebody who wants to run a bolt gun, keeps them in the game, I guess. So that'll go around there like so. And then that just threads up. And there you have it. You can attach to this little pick rail right here. Again, I don't use that, but it is a nice option. It's just not something I use. All right, now let me show you how the battery actually attaches to the power source, because that's pretty neat. All right, they did a little 3D printing, I guess, and they came up with a new cap with a hole. If you remember, in part 1, the internal battery gets charged through this cap. So if we take that cap off, we expose the micro USB port. Take your charging cable and the hole, slips through the hole, and then what you have is you have your micro USB and a small washer. I don't know if you can see that small washer. That's so it doesn't go in too far. And these are magnetic, so they're pretty nice. And then, just turned on, I don't know if you can see that, but it's blue. It's got power now. And then this nice little cap here just snaps right on, all right? So there you go. You have a third option for a long night of hunting. So I hope this helped you out. 3 different ways that you can take a Thermion and use different options for batteries and battery runtime. So good hunting.